And until we get Mikel Arteta out of this club, we're continuously going to be a swinging pendulum. And until we get the owners out of this club, we're never going to get the investment needed to win a Champions League or a league title.
Hey, man. What's happening, guys? So I know this is going to be a little bit of a different video because, I put in my community tab that this match preview for the Shameless FC episode 1 Real Betis edition. He's not going to be live because I don't trust the connection of where I am. I'm at Cornwall services, so it's probably not going to be the best. But I won't be in this same location tomorrow, so obviously the hope along, as I'm going to call it, tomorrow night for the game, that'll be live as normal. So you don't have to worry about anything there. But we have a match preview. This is Shameless FC. Let's just call it Season 3, because Season 1 was Manchester City. Season 2 was Manchester United, who failed. You fucking fraud! Yeah, there's only 2 episodes, not much to see. And obviously, this one will be 2 episodes as well, because it's only going to be this match preview, and then I'm going to do the Hope Along on tomorrow. But it's Real Betis edition. Now, for obvious reasons, I'm hoping that Real Betis save football, because they're playing Chelsea, who are also rivals of Arsenal, in a European final. And the last thing we want is Chelsea winning another European trophy. And Chelsea fans, some of them have been a bit weird this season in terms of, I've seen certain Chelsea fans celebrating hardcore when PSG knocked us out of the Champions League, to the point where French flags was getting flown, getting swung around and everything like that, yeah? But then when it came to Tottenham beating United in the Europa League, it was all, let's laugh at Man United. Not the fact that I didn't want Tottenham to win anything kind of thing. You know what I mean? Because as a Chelsea fan, I hate Man United that much type of sayings. Which goes to show how everyone else's rivalries seem fake. It's only when it's geared towards Arsenal, I hope Arsenal don't succeed. That's when everyone has a rivalry. That's when everyone believes in a rivalry. Yeah? Because I mean, there's fans, most fan bases hate Man United. Yeah? And they don't want Man United to win anything. Cool. But you'd think that would be waved off if one of your geographic rivals are to win something. But Man United lost to Spurs, and I'm not saying it's all Chelsea fans or anything, but it just seemed like there was no urgency of, I really don't want Spurs to win, even though Chelsea and Tottenham are more bitter rivals than what Chelsea and Arsenal are. You know what I mean? But it just goes to show that there is this genuine fear of Arsenal getting any success. That proves the point. Like, the fear, it's a very scary thing for rival fans to see Arsenal win anything, and I don't know where it stems from. I'm not quite sure where it stems from, this fear. I don't know if it's because Wenger did the Invincibles. I don't know if it was that did it, but there's this thing where teams could have a bitter rivalry with so-and-so, but if they play Arsenal, then that rivalry is put on hold. But anyways, this video is not about that. This video is about me hoping that Real Betis win the Europa Conference League, as it's the Europa Conference Final tomorrow evening. Now, Real Betis have had a decent season so far, and when I say so far, I mean because they've got to this final. And it seems like if they're going to win anything, which this is the only thing they can win, it'll be this. But obviously Chelsea's standing their way. And Chelsea are quite decorated in Europe. So, it's either way, it's one of them games where, let's have a look at Real Betis's journey all the way to here. So where were they? Oh yeah, so they beat Gumareres, whatever you call them. Then they beat, I I'm not even going to try and pronounce that one. In the quarterfinals, and in the semi-finals, they took care of Fiorentina, and now they've got Chelsea in the final. Now, Real Betis, actually, the last 5 games in all competitions, they haven't won any of them. They've drawn 4 and lost 1. The last game they won was Espanyol on the 4th of May in La Liga. So they finished 6th in the table, which means they are going into the Europa League for next season. But I would say winning this conference would take them in there anyway. So it's not like a absolute necessity from the standpoint of that, you know, they're going to miss out on anything. The only thing they'll miss out on if they don't win this is obviously a trophy. So as for Chelsea clinched Champions League football for next season. So again, this game, it's not an absolute must as if winning this game would get them into anything, because they've got Champions League football, so it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter whether they win it or not. Whereas obviously if they didn't get Champions League football, obviously it'd be a case of, well, it's either they'll play in Europa League or the Conference League again. But they don't have to worry about that. Now, this is the only trophy that Chelsea Football Club have not won. Obviously, the FIFA Club World Cup is a new format, so the trophy looks a bit different. So they won the old format of that. But as for this is the only trophy that Chelsea haven't won because they've conquered Europe. Unlike my football club. Crying to me, and I'm not having it. But they finished 4th in the table. And, you know, this is Maresca's first full season, and he's got them into a European final. You know, certain managers couldn't do that.
You fucking fraud.
But, you know, anyways, let's get into the match preview, and then I'll give my prediction. And yeah, so anyways, the prize for winning the UEFA Conference League would ordinarily be a place in next season's Europa League, but Betis have already secured their spot in the second tier competition for next term via 6th place league finish. They closed their La Liga campaign with a 1-1 draw against Valencia on Friday night, a result which stretched their winless run in all competitions to 5 matches, drawing 4, losing 1, as I pointed out earlier. That's less than ideal form ahead of the Conference League final with Chelsea. In all fairness, that form is goofy, I ain't gonna lie. But with just 1 defeat in 10 in this competition, won 6, drawn 3, they have saved their best form for Europe this season. They'll need any momentum they can get to overcome their negative European record against English sides. 1-1, drawn 1, lost 6. Jesus Christ. What the fuck, yo? And having never scored more than once in any of those games, winning their first European trophy in their maiden continental final, which will be a massive challenge. Chelsea are seasoned campaigners on the European stage and could become the first club to win all 5 major UEFA competition titles. So that's the Champions League, Europa League, the Super Cup, the FIFA Club World Cup, and then yeah, it's the this is the only one left. Yo, killing me with this. Their journey to Poland on a huge high after securing their spot in the next season's Champions League with a 1-0 win away to Nottingham Forest. Forest, you absolute ballers. On the final day of the Premier League season on Sunday, meaning they've had just 2 days less to recover than their opponents here. The Blues will hope that doesn't affect them too much as they bid to snap a 9-match losing streak for English sides against Spanish oppositions in UEFA finals. They certainly won't be overawed by the negative historical omen, having won 11 of the last 12 games in the main draw of the Conference League this season, losing 1. A run which should build belief that a 5th successive win in the European finals on the horizon. Now, as I said, Chelsea are very seasoned in the UEFA competitions. It's very Chelsea to win this game. I'm not gonna lie, it's a Chelsea thing to win this. And this is what I've been crying out for at our football club, yeah? If you just get over the line, yeah? Get over the line. it could build into something. Yeah. For all we know, Spurs, who won the Europa League, they've got a Super Cup coming up. Maybe they can build off that now. Maybe Spurs might be that next club where they get to a final and they tend to win them, or a European one at that. Yeah. The only thing now we really have or had was success in FA Cups. Like, that was our thing until this manager came in and ruined it since he won it for us.
You fucking fraud.
But yeah, Chelsea have won 4 of the last 5, losing 1. Betis have drawn 3 of the last 5, losing 2. So they've got quite a few players that won't play this game. Have Betis, and Hector Bellerin, a former Arsenal player, is one of them. Chelsea got a few players that will not play. But I'm not going to act like I know any of these Real Betis players. I mean, I know Isco and what's his name, Anthony. But in all fairness, I do think Chelsea will win this game. But I'm just going to predict that Real Betis will win 2-1. That's what I'm going to predict. But I do think Chelsea will win this. But yeah, obviously I don't want Chelsea to win it. I mean, Chelsea fans will act like they're not bothered about this competition, which I don't get why. I mean, if you're in it, because you ain't gonna want to be in it again. So really and truly, you should really want to win this. People looking down on the Conference League like it's a nothing trophy. They're almost treating it like a European Community Shield. You know what I mean? They have this thing, obviously, because it's a new competition and it was made to try and get lower finishing sides in the leagues into the European competitions to try and win one. But yeah, it's like I said, I'd take Europa League Conference tomorrow. Yeah. Well, let's just, for next season, I'd take Europa Conference in a heartbeat. I really would. We ain't going to do nothing in the Champions League. No. Under this manager. No. The only way I'd really and truly want to be in the Champions League from the start of the season is if we have a new manager. Because with this manager, we've seen it already now. Yeah? We've seen 2 actual title races, and we've seen this guy can't get us over the line. Yeah? Now we've seen 2 Champions League runs from this guy, and no, still the same thing. He's still going to be goofy with his selections. His ego's still going to be put in front of this whole team. That's what we're going to see. If you want to see success, we're better off following the women's team. Yeah. Yeah. If Arsenal fans had any nuts about them, yeah, they put that energy into going to the women's games instead, because the men can't do it. Like this season should have been the last straw. Having seen Spurs win the Europa League, potentially Chelsea win another European trophy. Yeah, Crystal Palace lift the FA Cup. Before that, we watched Man United win the FA Cup, which put them 1 behind us. Liverpool win the league. Newcastle, on our head top, won that cup, knocking us out of the semi-finals. This should have been the last straw, where it's like the men have shown that there's failures. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to follow the women's team. Since though they're shown, I can get over the line. And you can see that there's an identity there. But anyways, hopefully Real Betis, do football a favour, do London a favour, because the last thing we need is Chelsea and Tottenham, with European trophies in one season. We've got Tottenham already going into a Super Cup. You know what I mean? We don't need, we don't need Chelsea, man, getting their hands on the European trophy. But anyways, let me know what you guys think. I'll be back tomorrow night for the Hope Along. Last week was a pray along for episode 2 of Shameless FC Manchester United, and Manchester United failed, right? This time, Shameless FC Season 3, Episode 1, Real Betis Edition. Episode 2, the finale, will be tomorrow night. So stay tuned for that, guys, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.
And if anyone wants to have a come at me,
Come and find me. I'm in the car park now.
because I'm a black belt in karate.
Stop the cap.
Come and have a pop.
I don't think you have the facilities for that, big man.